Back again, hopefully for good this time. With some thoughts, because like I did before, some of you veterans will understand. I'm too sick for this shit. Okay, so who's gonna get past this because I have a few thoughts that's gonna keep you awake at night. All right, so starting off with one. How embarrassing was it for the first people on the hub? Like, just think about it for a second. How do you know? What? It must have been like so weird to post the first video ever. Like, do you think they're proud of that shit or they're embarrassed? Because they kickstarted the most infamous website, and you get the point. Okay, like that's like imagine that though, being the first person. No. I'm starting to stop diabolical. There's no way. Technically speaking, isn't a breath just a countdown until you run out of oxygen, and then you need to take another breath? But if you don't take that breath, you run out of oxygen, and you quit the game of life. Like, think about that shit. Isn't that technically what a breath is? So isn't a blink technically just you blink and re-moist your eyes or some shit? Like, damn. I didn't know how humans had a refresh rate. Anyway, let's think about this for a second. This one's gonna get highly controversial, but imagine, like, you will never know how many pictures you are in because you may be in the background of some random grandma's photo she took back in 2016, and you just don't know that shit, and she printed like 70 copies by mistake. Okay, you just don't know like, how many pictures you're in. Like, a random stranger could have clipped your ass, bro. Like, you just never know. Imagine that, like, how many people you've caught. Like, go through your phone right now with like random pictures, and then just see like how many random strangers you have. Yeah, that's gonna give you like a clue of like how many of them. Think about that. That is actually like that's kind of scary if you think about it, but like also not at the same time. Like, nobody cares. Like, think about that though. That point has just had me thinking already. Like, damn, the thing you will never know, and you may not even want to know about this thought. But I may not be wearing pants right now, and you just cannot prove that. This might get a bit too deep for my taste, but like, you will never know how many versions of yourself exist in other people's mind. Like, think about that shit. To a stranger, you could just be like a hot stranger, basically me. I didn't say that though. Or you could just be like to your close friend. They could see you as like something completely different. All I know is the only thing that everyone views the same, or like for everyone it's the same. Phrase it like that. Is Grandma sees you as the most hottest individual on the surface of this planet. I think that's how they see you, man. That's the only thing that everyone can say. Like, yes, it's true. But like, how many versions of you exist in people's brain? That's honestly for me, it's not that scary because I don't really give a fuck. Like, for some people out there, maybe someone that's not watching this. A key point. Oh shit! I dropped my pen. Anyway, key point. You will never know what it's like to not know anything. As when you know nothing, you can't know what you don't know. And if you don't know, how do you know? But if you know that you don't know, that means you know something. So how that work? I don't know where I'm going with this, but like, yeah, that's gonna show up in someone's shower thoughts somewhere. I missed the fucking stop button. God. Another thing about people is you will never know if someone's lying. Now think about it. Think about it. Even in the truth or dare, where they say truth, and they say something. How can you prove it's not a lie? You get the point. Like, you can never know someone is lying unless you have seen or know the thing yourself. Like, if I tell you water is water wet, or does it make things wet? Because you can't give what you don't have, and water makes things wet. So you have to assume that it has wet. So you can assume that it's wet, but it's the thing itself. But no, we're going on a completely different route here. Okay, stop. What the fuck was I talking about? Yes, if something was a lie. If I told you that, okay, we need to find an obvious lie. Okay, Yeah, for some reason I can't think of something. Okay. That a laptop is not a phone. That's the truth. If someone says their laptop is a phone and they show you evidence of them using it like a phone, does it become? What am I saying? What? You know, forget it. Whatever. That was my weird ass rant. I didn't even know where the fuck I was going. Like when I'm sick, I just have the most random ass fucking ideas. But like, here's my biggest point. Okay, okay? I'm gonna explain this with an example. You are in the line to get your Starbucks or whatever you go. Me is KFC. I'm an African. Plus, you go to a line, okay, and you're standing in that line. There's people in front of you and behind you. You will never know who has the most retarded ass kinks in that line because like and this is a serious problem because like if we can't identify the people who have the most random ass kinks, we cannot find the feed people and eradicate them from the source. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna figure out how people wow, my brain stopped working. I'm too sick for this shit. How people make kinks, and we're gonna stop the feed kinkers. I'm tired of it. We're it's done. I'm bringing it back so I can kill it myself. All right, and honestly, I think that's enough of the weird shit that I could think of right now in my sickness. I woke up like when the fuck did I wake up? 2 hours ago. So yeah, that's it. So all I can say is breathe and blink manually.